gosh, there's so much. The people, I have to say, you guys are so warm and welcoming. It's incredible. All the food is really good. I love also the different architecture that's here. I love all the different temples, and I've walked around so much, and the Batu caves I've been to. I mean, we've only been here a week and a half, but I've really loved it here. It's wonderful.
The best thing about Malaysia for me is picking up on the vibe from the people about how proud they are to be Malaysian. You don't get that in many countries. You know, the world is going through turmoil at the moment and everybody's questioning whether or not they want to be from their own country. Not here. It's the most incredible, the welcome we've been given is second to none. But just the general, I walk around the shops or I go to the market or whatever, there is such a joy that comes off the people that it's infectious. And I'm almost sad that I'm not Malaysian, quite frankly.
So of course, you know, I mean, there's such a legacy and tradition in Phantom of the Opera, and I did a lot of research, both vocally and, you know, I read the book. I also researched the world that she was living in because, you know, it is a melodrama and it is a story, but, you know, I want to know what was it like to live back in Paris at turn of the century? What would have she eaten? What would have it smelled like? What was it like to be a human back then? And then also, though, you know, the tradition of, I mean, now I have the great honor and privilege to join this group of incredible actors that have played Christine. I mean, the greats, Sarah Brightman. I mean, you know, I mean, it's amazing to be a part of this now, and I don't take it lightly. It's a great responsibility and a great honor, truly. And then, when you couple it with having this very special experience to make history here in Malaysia, I mean, it's the longest running musical on Broadway, and it's never been done before here. I mean, our cast, I'm the first Christine in Malaysia, and our cast is the first Phantom of the Opera cast to be here. It's so special. I mean, really, this weekend was magical. I mean, it was amazing.
I wasn't cast as Eric. I was cast as Raoul. I was given 6 performances as Raoul and 2 performances as the Phantom. Things happened, as it does in our business, and I became the Phantom full-time. And I remember the day I was called to the dressing room, and I met with the director back then, who was our director this time, Artie Masella, and he said, look, things have happened, and we were just wondering, would you be interested? We know you're playing Raoul, but would you be interested? We know that we've cast you as Raoul, but would you be interested in being our Phantom indefinitely? And the rest is history, I'm very, very, very happy to say.
Oh, I mean, it's... I don't have a word. I feel like it's a noise more than anything else. I mean, it's just so amazing and beyond the moon. It's mind-blowing to be able to portray such an iconic character, you know? I mean, Kristen Blodgett, our music director, had first approached me, and then of course Andrew and Hal, and to have to be entrusted to do this role justice it's awesome.
The biggest challenge in playing the Phantom is the expectation of the guy playing the Phantom. Everybody has their own favorite that they've either YouTubed or seen overseas. There's always a big shadow in the shape of Michael Crawford over this role, and so it should be. The man was brilliant. And I think dealing with that expectation and getting to a point where you go, I'm not going to be able to please everybody. It's impossible, because there's an ownership of this show by the audience that they know how they want it played. They have their own personal tastes, and sometimes I fit into that, sometimes I don't. Both are okay and both are valid, because we're telling the same story. The way we might do it will always be different. It can only be, otherwise I'll be doing an impersonation of Michael Crawford. So that's the hardest thing, walking on stage and going, trust me. And the beauty of the show is I take a breath before I sing Music of the Night. Every single performance so far, when I look down at my music and I go, night time. Get into that. The whole audience breathes with me, and I know they trust me. That's the beauty of the show.
This girl that once you were, she may
You know, I mean, to wear her skin, I'm actually learning so much about the role of Christine and her as a human and as a person every day, you know, and of course it comes with its own challenges. To do the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber justice has so much preparation, and you must be on your A game every day. I mean, something that I didn't answer before was, so I'm from the opera world, and I do think that this sets me apart because my training from the classical world, it gives a certain color in my voice. And again, like I've worked directly with the creatives, and we've found a balance of what's appropriate for a young opera singer, which, so I understand her, you know? I mean, I'm from that world. And again, she's not Eliza Doolittle, she's not Maria, she's her own unique being. And to discover her every day it's amazing, you know?
Oh, I think that's a given. I think that's a given. My personal take, because I am a bit younger than the average person that's played Phantom over the years, I play more towards the fact that he is like a little boy. Stunted, damaged, lonely, but impulsive. And I'm not, you know, some Phantoms are very crazy, some Phantoms are very angry, some Phantoms are slightly gentler and then they explode. I think I fall more in that category, because what was scary or affecting in '86 will not necessarily have the same effect of an audience over an audience in 2019. We have to find a way to get to that audience. I find I have more elements of Heath Ledger's Joker in what I do, where it's all very still and you don't know what he's going to do, and then something happens. That to me is thrilling.
This is a good question. So, I mean, it's not just the adrenaline rush, but it's also the deep emotions. I mean, it's such a complicated person, actually. You know, I mean, there's so much heartbreak and betrayal and love and desperation. I mean, there's such a whirlwind of emotions that go on. So for me, the first thing that happens is if you were to go to my dressing room, it looks like a fairy princess unicorn craziness, like sparkle and glitter and unicorns, which isn't totally my personality always, but it's something that it's so the pendulum the other way that it kind of negates what just happened, and then I can normalize myself to what regular life is, and that's the first step. So
Very, very important. I don't force myself to go to sleep. Some nights I pass out at 12:30, some nights I pass out at 2 o'clock, some nights I only go to sleep at 4. It really depends on how I feel that particular night, because what you get from the audience is like rocket fuel. It just does that. And more often than not, I will put on an episode of something ridiculous. Like I watch a lot of Family Guy, I watch a lot of like cartoons and all that stuff. Just something completely different to calm down. Because I think you can exhaust yourself even further if you don't come down after something like that. So mostly tea and cartoons.
I cannot publicly say what is next, but I can tell you that something very exciting is happening very soon, and I'm very excited to announce what's happening. It will be very bittersweet for me because, you know, I love this cast is my family, and so but stay tuned. Something very, very exciting in the future is occurring. So.
Not yet. I'm so happy in this role, and like I've said to them, I'm very happy to stay with this as long as they'll have me. It's the job of my life so far.